Yes, yes, Piccolo, we see the fit. It's been 6 days now that Dragon Ball GEKISHIN SQUADRA has been out. We got some new drip for Piccolo and Trunks, skins from the beta. Well, these are pretty sick. But not only that, we have a very interesting 6-day survey that they have actually given us. So when you log in, you'll probably get a notification of the survey. But if you didn't click on it, you can actually re-access it by clicking this eye up here and going over to the right. Ooh, fiery hot, ice and cold. That's nice. I like this. And we go over to our messages. They gave us a campaign reward, which is awesome, which I'm going to accept just now. But there's actually a survey currently going on. It's about 15 questions, takes about 10 minutes to complete. I greatly encourage all of you guys that if you have opinions about this game, you should participate in the survey. And obviously, if you do it, they give you some rewards, which is pretty neat. So let's go through. I do have some notes that I've already taken that I would like to include if it lets me. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, total satisfaction. I'm actually gonna put 3 stars here because that's a little bit more accurate. And standard battles, I'll leave it 3. Land grab should be 0 because I haven't actually played it yet, but it is what it is. So they're letting us do written responses here, which I appreciate. And I'm going to go through my notes with you guys. Some of you guys might agree with some of the things I have to say. Some of you might not. But I greatly encourage you that are watching to go ahead and fill out your surveys and put down whatever it is that you guys want. Because ultimately, I love this game. I think it's really fun. I see a lot of potential with this game, and I enjoy playing it. I want this game to continue to thrive, succeed, and get better in whichever ways that it can. And I could be entirely wrong about my feedback here, and that's where you guys come in. Comment down below, start a discussion. What other things should we mention? And also take the survey yourself so this way we can make this game in the best possible state that it can be. We know there are network disconnect issues being fixed and looked at. Right now, solo queues without teams are finding matches faster compared to trying to search for a match with a full team of 4 or 3, which is true. If you solo queue, you find a match way quicker than if you do with a full team, or less than that. Sometimes this takes more than 10 minutes to find a match, and it's most likely due to role queue being in the game. Role queue can be great to help ensure all requirements are fulfilled in matchmaking and to balance out teams. I totally agree with that. So I know you don't want to remove them, but something does need to be done because the amount of time it's taking to find games is higher than time actually spent in a match. And that's unacceptable when playing with a full team of 4 friends. It's not just happening to people at the highest level, it's happening to people at the lowest rank, middle ranks, all around. The role queue exists in this game. This way they can ensure that there's always a tank and there's always at least one technical, as that's what the game's balance is calling for. But that also can hurt it when it comes to matchmaking. And I would rather them fix this issue instead of adding in bots. Because I noticed yesterday, in particular, when I was playing with friends, it was taking a long time to find us matches. And then eventually when it would find a match, it would put us in a full entire lobby with bots, which it's not fun to just steamroll bots and get like 20 kills in each game. So I hope that they can find out a way to fix that without having to change the role queue. But if they do have to eliminate role queue, there has to be a way to sort of make it so that people are still choosing the roles that are required of that. You know, I like the technical role. I think it's a really fun role. And regardless, every class does high DPS. So I don't mind playing technical if nobody else in my team chooses it, right? But they want to make it so that you are hard locked. There's going to be a guaranteed technical and a guaranteed tank in every match, which I totally get. Guys, I've been loving the Dragon Ball GEKISHIN SQUADRA content. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell. We got plenty more on the way. We're going to do a guide for every single character and regular player matches, as well as fun tips as new things are discovered. Help raise that 38% even higher. And now let's get back into the video. Up next, the Dragon Ball shell at the final part of the game has literally no way to defend it. It should either have more health than only the 10,000 HP it currently has, or there needs to be a final line of defense. Maybe the team trying to secure the Dragon Ball needs to have all allies present in order to secure it, or there should be a final tower that they need to break. Some other objective. I get it, they want these to be fast matches, but the Dragon Shell being the last line of defense and only 10,000 HP is just kind of ridiculous, bro. One person can break that with an ability as long as they're at least a level 11 or 12, which most times they will be. And sometimes characters like Hit can just be invisible, let the entire team wipe, and go up and sneak and take it like I did in this clip. I've only one time been able to fully defend the Dragon Ball, but it was very hard, and we didn't actually even win that. It was with Cell. I'll probably be showing the clip on screen right now. I was playing Cell, and Cell has a back grab where you can repeatedly stun and lock opponents down as long as you're grabbing them from behind. I kept positioning myself to do that, and my team was helping me with taking them out. The only issue with this is we can only do this for so long. Once we finally got a significant amount of them down, we're obviously not communicating with each other. It's very hard to get everybody to push to the other side to go start our offense, and that's where communication really does come into play. But it's just not easy. It's just not easy to defend this either way. I think once in the beta, I was able to win a game where we were defending it, and that was like we all had our ults and we all threw it down and wiped them out. And that's not always gonna happen, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things. I think the Dragon Ball shell needs to be reworked, and plus 10,000 HP is just way too low. Now up next, the pre-match divine draws. They're meant to spice up each match. I get it, to give different experiences, but there are two that are very imbalanced in my opinion. Obviously you guys might think otherwise, but hear me out first. One is the EX Cell Juniors, the Gold Cell Juniors. They give great amounts of XP and can help catch up in levels, but they spawn randomly and can be stolen easily where they are spawned. I think it still can remain in the game, but should be rewarded to the team currently losing or that's fallen behind. Maybe have them spawn behind their tower, or only that team in particular can secure it, because as it is right now, whoever secures it gets a full level pretty much and can go up 2 levels if both are taken. No amount of back farming the android bots or minion camps in lane can compete with the XP rewarded, which is true. I've tried in matches where we unfortunately lost both of the Cell Juniors, and we tried to go back and back farm the previous ones that spawn in, and you get great XP from that, but while that's spawning and happening, they're also still getting more Cell Juniors. So again, it's a really hard balance in that way, and I kind of hope that they look into adjusting that. I like the idea of it as a comeback mechanic for a team that's just getting steamrolled, but as it currently is right now, it's pretty random. I haven't seen anything in the matches that sort of like tell me, and if I'm wrong, please let me know. I've just seen it show up on the map, and people are just, I don't know if there's any tell or any reason or anything that kind of makes it spawn. Like, for example, there's a divine draw where you actually can spawn in food to eat and heal, and those actually come up when the walls break. So you know when the walls break, or you can break a wall, there will be food there to continue fighting. As of right now, I don't know. I don't know what's making the Cell Juniors appear. It is what it is. There's no visible tell for that, so I could be wrong. But I want to hear what you guys think about that. Please let me know in the comments. And now the other divine draw that I'm undecided on as well, both of these are divine draw related, it's Superstart. Superstart can provide flexibility, which is great for some characters, but some matches, you're going to be paired with teammates who are using auto levels, which chooses the level for them, and that specific skill gets the Superstart. This can be a negative, especially if the other team knows what they're doing and prioritize their bigger attacks. I really do like this mechanic, but I feel like this and EX Cell Juniors are not necessarily needed in the game's format. The other divine draws are perfect already, which they are. I mean, the grass, the extra clouds, the spawning foods, the stardust that are dropping from like GEKISHIN blasts from the towers that reduce your cooldowns. Those are all great additions, I think, and like spice up the game enough to kind of create a different flexibility. It's just the Cell Juniors and the Superstars just cause steamrolls, and especially for like players that you're either paired with that don't know any better, they're just not having a good time. If the devs and the community members of this game want to maintain a healthy player community baseline, they should consider that. As that's like the newer, like the newer players, like they want new people to come in here and play this game and continue to play this game and enjoy their time with it. Stuff like that, obviously they'll learn over time and get better with. I'm not saying that they should handhold them or baby them in any way, but it can kind of be unfair in some avenues, right? And like Android 17, for example, with Superstar can max out his barrier ball and launch it twice because of his passive, and that can secure camps easily with minions, and 2 of those can actually delete early levels and destroy players in lane, especially like at level 3 or 4, whatever it is when you get into your first encounter. 17 can launch 2 of those and just decimate people. It's kind of nuts. I just thought of another one too. The character memory rewards are a great addition, but there needs to be a way to generate and earn more Zenny in the game easier. As it is right now, it does take a long time to get more Zenny, and going through the levels, especially for free-to-play players, is pretty tough. Maybe more challenges to be introduced for rewards that give Zenny, because as it is right now, it takes a long time to get that. I do know that we're in Season 0, so the Battle Pass currently is very limited, and most of us are already at the end of that. as well as the challenges are all done, which they added more challenges in today. Today is like the week 2 challenge mark. So I have to go through that and see specifically, but I do think that Zenny should be rewarded a little bit more in that sense. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys in the comments will agree with that. I just thought of another one. So me personally, when it comes to buffing and nerfing culture, I'm more of a fan of buffing characters. So if there's like 5 characters that are really, really good, and then the other 15 are pretty bad or weak in comparison, and there's like no reason to play them, I don't think it's smart at all to nerf those 5 overplayed characters unless they're doing like egregious, like broken stuff. I'm a big fan in buffing the weaker characters or the non-played characters, so this way everybody is fun to play. So I'm gonna list that here. Character balance will be a factor in future updates. I think we should focus more on buffs to weaker characters rather than nerfing the top tier or more played characters to increase the overall enjoyment, and games are better when everyone is fun to play, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but that's something that I've always felt like with fighting games. If top 10 of those characters are really good, why shouldn't the other 20 also be good or receive more reasons to be played, right? And to add to that, only nerf when top characters are broken or taking advantage that makes the gameplay unenjoyable. But there are certain characters like Trunks, I think, has a really fun mechanic about resetting his abilities whenever he gets a assist or a KO, but only having that done on assist or KO is kind of weird. What they could do, I think this would be great for Trunks, is if whenever Trunks kills an enemy NPC or a tower boss camp, it resets his cooldowns. And that would make it so that in team fights, Trunks can actually be targeting minions to get a powered up version or reset his cooldown. And that would be kind of something that you have to think about and play for. And it doesn't necessarily make him broken. It's an actual thing that you have to think about and do. I don't know if he actually already, as it stands, gets his cooldowns reset after breaking a tower. I think it used to in the first beta before GEKISHIN blasts were a thing. Now that GEKISHIN blasts are a thing, I don't think it works the same way anymore because you're not technically attacking the tower, if that makes sense. All right, I think that's it for my things that I would like to see them fix or address. So if you guys think of anything else, please comment them down below. Let's see what else the survey actually mentions because we're almost at the end. After having played the game, how often do you see yourself playing the game in the future? Bro, I feel like I'm gonna play this game every day. I want to, or, you know, just saying that make it so that if I say that I want to play this game every day, does that make them be like, oh, we don't need to make those changes or consider them because he's gonna play it anyways? Dang it, it is true. I do want to play it every day. Nah, I'm gonna say every day. I think they're gonna look at my feedback, at least when how detailed it was, and make some adjustments with it. Hopefully. No more than 3 choices may be answered. Come on, for real? We're serious about that? All right, game modes. I'll remove that. Whatever, I'll remove the UI too. Is it not gonna let me choose? It's not gonna let me choose other? You serious right now? All right, not enough customization options. I'll remove that. Whatever. Because we know they're going to add that. So thank you for your time spent in the survey. Your response has been recorded. I probably took the longest in the survey. I do want to see this game excel. I want to see it do better. And I want to hear what you guys think down below. What are some inputs that you guys have made in your survey? What are some things that I might have missed that you're going to add in yours? Come on, we got to work together on this one. We already released our hit, sell, Android 17, and Trunks guide on the channel. You guys can check those out down below. We're working on Gamma 1 and 2 next, and then Android 18, and I would love to hear from you guys down below. What other characters would you like to see? Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you are new. More GEKISHIN Squadra content is on the way, and you don't want to miss it. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.